Hey everyone, Jared Hall here from Entertainment Weekly. We are coming to you live right now on Facebook from Comic-Con, and I am thrilled to be sitting here with the cast and producer of The Walking Dead. Thank you all for being here. Very excited. And of course, be sure to submit your questions right now because we will ask them. So first of all, you guys, well, that trailer got a pretty amazing reception yesterday. You feeling good about what everyone saw?
Very good.
They are
I'm
good.
feeling
Yes,
very, very good.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good to hear. Andrew, I know it.
And polite, because we're not sure who's going to speak first.
Well,
so we don't
gotcha.
leave
I
room.
see. Well, then I will be very pointed here. Andrew, I know it may not have gone down the way you wanted or hoped or planned, but is there a weight lifted now that it's out? This is your final season. You don't have to keep a secret anymore.
Yeah, there is a certain sense of relief this morning, but I still regret the fact that the story broke because I believe in story, and I think that it would have been. It's going to be a great season, but it would have been greater if it was not spoiled to a degree.
Yes, totally understand that. Between Rick and Negan this season, we definitely obviously see that shift in the power dynamic. I'm curious what the two of you enjoyed about getting to explore in kind of turning the tables.
I mean, Andy, he loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
It was a rough year, I think, a rough couple years that Andy has had, or Rick Grimes has had, and Negan has kind of enjoyed it thoroughly. So I think that the tables have turned. We're seeing definitely a different side of Negan, and Negan is seeing a different side of Negan, and Rick Grimes is having the time of his life. And
also, I get to learn all the lines, and you sit there with a cappuccino. And
that's true.
And lurking in the shadow, hiding in the...
And gets all the cool lines, basically, for the trailer.
Right, exactly. Lauren, Maggie, kind of speaking of, tables turning a bit, well, obviously now you have the baby we see, but beyond that, it looks like she's ready to step up and be a leader beyond just her own community. But it's not so much Rick passing the baton, but you taking it? Is that kind of a fair assessment?
I don't think it's so much she takes it, but the piece that's actually in the trailer is, I needed to be someone worth following. You said you'd be following me, and I need to be someone worth following. And I think that it's a realization for Maggie that she needs to just trust her gut and sort of make decisions that may be unpopular or maybe not in total agreement with the group, because we had an agreement how we were going to deal with Negan, and Rick didn't want to, and Rick and Michonne, as we move forward, have a different idea of finding peace in the future, and that's just not really working for her now, or maybe just not yet. But she needs to get down to the facts for her and say, I've got to run this civilization, and I've got to lean on my own decisions and have faith in my own decisions. So that's a big part of just the theme of Maggie's action right now.
And perhaps having a child maybe also plays into that, wanting to step up and...
Yeah, I think implementing security and she, finding a peace of mind, creating a sustainable future, and knowing that she's doing things for her son. We'll see a lot of themes of that motherhood play into this season, which is really conflicting and interesting for me, and has been really interesting for me to explore. So,
Norman, we see that fun bit, you two, like this, on the motorcycle. I'm sure fans are going to love to see more of that. But that fun little bit aside, I'm wondering, it seems like there's tension brewing between the two of you. Should we expect some kind of face-off in season 9?
There's definitely a fracture in that bone, but it's been a slow fracture for a while now, and it's sort of built up to a tension. So the interesting part about that is that fracture in that bone that's been slightly breaking for a long time, when it snaps, it actually opens up the doors to heal itself, and that's something that...
That's what he did there? That whole bone and healing and all that?
I was really worried for a
broken
while.
bone is stronger where it was.
Really impressive.
I gotta say, I was really nervous for a long time.
I was just about to say, does that make
God
sense?
he got
But
there.
fantastic.
It does.
Yeah.
It was an amazing metaphor.
Even better.
When he said bone the third time, I thought he's not
Yeah,
going
he's
anywhere.
bringing
He's
the
gone.
bone home.
Yeah, we've lost him at bone.
That bone is, we're driving that sucker home.
It's over.
Well, I'm glad that makes sense.
Yeah. But that
I'm
said-
not quite sure what I said anymore. But
Good.
That said, there's an opportunity for
You guys are
healing.
good.
yeah, and I don't think that
Dalai
it would have
Lama.
happened without it. So there you go. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. End it
Thank
with
you.
bone again.
Do I drop the mic now?
You
it.
can absolutely. Yeah. On the cushion, preferably. There you go. Look at that.
I dropped the mic.
Denai, we are so used to seeing Michonne with the katana. That is Lucille. We see her pick up.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh,
I noticed it too.
you
by the
don't
way.
know, or you don't want to tell me.
I can exactly. It's more
Yeah.
the second, but yeah, we'll. What's your question?
Oh, well, exactly. Well, you can answer it, but I guess I'm just wondering then: is there a new spark? Is there what motivates what we might see in picking up a new weapon, a new approach to?
Well, you just read a whole lot into a half a second image.
That's fine, and
So I just
open it
want
up
you to
for me
know
and say-
that.
yeah, no.
But the idea, I think that as what Lauren was saying, is the idea that these Rick and Michonne have come to another place with how they want to handle law, order, justice, coming together as communities. And, it's not easy to do that when everybody has a different way of interpreting the now and how they want to step into the future and how they pursue peace. So there's a way that Rick and Michonne are trying to bring about societal change and stabilization that involves Michonne having to adjust how she's been living to survive. And there's a bit of a dissonance that happens within her that can cause reactions and responses and maybe releases that connect to her other self. And that in and of itself is something that she's grappling with and trying to tame and find balance within.
Are there any fractures in?
How's the bone?
There's some broken bones.
Yeah,
There are no fractures between
Fracture
her and Rick.
No, there's
Her and Rick,
very
their bone
strong,
is
well-set
completely
bone.
well set,
Well set.
and
Great, great.
dense.
Great.
The density is
to know
good.
there.
Stop.
I do have.
I love
Stop her. Cut her off.
I do have a Facebook question that I want to address to you,
Please
Gail,
stop
Ann,
dropping
and
the
if
mic.
any of the rest of you want to jump in. From Lauren Wild, what is your best or most creative way to keep spoilers under wraps?
Well,
Yeah.
I think the best way is to have a lot of different explanations for just about everything people see, so they don't know which one is the correct one.
Hence the
And
answer I just got. No, I'm just kidding.
and clearly we are all well trained
Yeah.
in this kind of defense against spoilers.
Yeah. Did any of you, and the rest of you, want to jump in on that? I know you probably have your thoughts on it, but
Don't tell Robert Kirkman. Is one
Nah,
of the,
yeah, right. Well,
boom.
there
Do
we
I
go.
drop the
Look,
mic
yeah.
now?
But
Look, I
no-
told him that I was going to roast him when I saw him.
there you go.
so
See,
there you go.
it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. Also, I want to ask you: is there an episode, a scene in particular that you're especially excited for fans to see that is going to be like an moment?
Oh my God! I mean, there's one in every episode that we've shot so far, honestly, and I don't think I could pick a favorite. But as Andy has said, everyone feels this is the best season that we've had since our first season.
Wow.
And people remember fantastic moments from our entire first season. So I think they'll be feeling the same love and enthusiasm and anger, but lots of passion this season.
Gotcha. Playing off of what you said about having different answers to avoid spoiling things, I want to come back to something you said yesterday in the panel, that your relationship with Mr. Grimes is far from over. Is that a statement to leave the door open for something, or is that emotionally speaking? How can we interpret that?
I think every way.
Heal that bone.
That was
Every way possible. We're about to wrap, but I have one more fan question I want to ask. Norman and Andy, can you talk about the latest status of the pranks you've got going on against each other?
Well, he toilet paper. We did a very emotional scene, which I broke new ground with acting that I will be forever known for.
In every way.
Cryo,
In every-
as you call it.
Let's just say this:
Every bone
Andy
was a good old-fashioned
Andy
cryo.
doesn't really do his own pranks.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Is he gets other people to prank me,
He's
which
the brain
I
child
guess
of
is a
pranks.
That's kind of a great scheme, though.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
His
some good
hands are not
scheming.
dirty in his
Yeah.
pranks. I don't know if they don't count or that's very smart.
Leave
More
no trace.
Sophisticated pranking is what we're talking about. Can I just say that I came on a 10-hour flight, arrived in my hotel room, and
Oh, God.
I'm winning.
Oh.
I'm winning. I didn't realize
and
it.
he's winning. And we have a thing that my wife, before I got on the plane, said, change your alias. Because we all have stupid aliases. And, you know, because Norman, please don't come back with a £1,000 hotel room bill. And the first thing I see when I open the door is a framed picture of these guys. Like with pina coladas and a bill on my bed going, thanks very much.
That's amazing.
So
That's
he's yeah, you guys are 1-0 up.
That's great. Love it. Well, guys, thank you all so much for being here. I know everyone
Thank
is
you for
very
having
excited.
us.
The show returns October 7th, correct? Yes?
October 7th.
All right. Can't wait. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching.